Hello all and welcome to Art of Neil. So I am going to embark on a new project. This project involves a simplicity pattern. I haven't used a fabric pattern that's not something I've drafted for quite a long time. Probably have only done it once in my lifetime. So I thought I'm going to embark on doing this and seeing how it goes step by step. So I got this from Abercan Fabrics, fabric shop in England. The way I've looked at it is I'm either going to need, it's basically, my chest is about 39 inches and my waist is 34 inches, which is two different sizes on this. So I would need to do the jacket, I think, on the size 40 for the size 40 chest. So I'm going to do, cut out the patterns for this, make the garment in what I call a toile, or you can call it a sample garment. So yeah, and the toile is made from calico or some sort of fabric that's similar to the one you're going to be using. So I'm going to be making that in this fabric. So I bought this fabric here and I like it. It's got a nice sort of pattern to it. And then I bought lining. But anyway, so that's the fabrics for the finished garment. But to do my toile, so I'm going to have to use fabric that's in my actual craft room here. And I have pinstripey fabric. So I'm going to use that for the main body of the garment. So, and then I'm going to use a different fabric, a light, really crappy fabric for the lining to get myself used to how it will look. So it comes with instructions, and obviously this pattern contains two styles of jackets and some trousers. So it's got trousers there and a B jacket and a C jacket, which is pretty cool. So I can use this for different types of things that I want to make, which is actually a really cool thing. It's got several pages, double-sided, which means there's a lot of instructions there. So most of this I already know anyway. But obviously with this I'm going to read it just in case they do things differently from what I'm used to. This is an American pattern, I'm from England, but normally pattern cutting is kind of universal. Depending on where you come from, so hopefully should all be plain sailing. And then what you get inside the packet is the most flimsiest, and I remember this, of paper you could possibly want. It's like tissue paper, it's really thin. So what I'm going to do is lie it flat and pick out the line of size that I want. When I've laid it flat like that, when I've done that, I'm then going to put pattern cutting paper on top, and then I'm going to trace the patterns from this to proper pattern cutting paper.
So why does that have 42? Okay, so the thing that I don't understand about this is you have one pattern that's got 40 on it, and then when you go to the next pattern, it doesn't have 40 on it, it has 42, 38, 34. And then you've got another one here with 40 on it, and so on and so forth. So I need to understand why. Before cutting press pattern pieces with a warm dry iron pre-shrink fabric by 42, 38 and 34. So that is upper sleeve, undersleeve, undersleeve.
Got it. So what they've done is they've put multiple patterns on. One would have thought I'd have got that from looking at the patterns, but hey ho, it took me a while and I got there in the end. So here I am, I'm starting to trace the really flimsy tracing paper patterns of the size I want onto pattern cutting paper, and just basically going through each pattern piece methodically and tracing all the details, putting in all the markings, anything that's relevant. Since I did this, I found that some of the markings that they don't even explain what they're for are relevant. So the next time I do this, I'm going to transfer more of the markings to the pattern pieces, which I can then transfer to the fabric that I will be using. So pretty good. How's a 3/8? What is 3/8 of an inch in centimetres?
That would be 0.95 centimetres.
So a centimetre then. Weird. 1 centimetre-ish. Could you detect my frustration there at understanding the American ways of using an inch and dividing an inch into several weird little bits and things? So yeah, I was a bit confused, so I ended up having to ask my Australian accented Siri, and true to form, he gave me the correct answer, and I continued on. And later on, and I couldn't believe this, I looked at my sewing machine, and lo and behold, at the back of the sewing machine plate, there are these 3/8, half an inch and all that kind of thing, 5/8 of an inch. And at the front, which is what I've always looked at, is the 1 centimetre, the 1.5 and the 2 centimetre. So I felt a little bit silly, and that is even after all my years of sewing. Hey ho, you always learn something new. So I have finished cutting out pattern pieces. All in all, I think they're going to be okay. Well, who knows? Don't know. I've cut them out. I have on the ones that have got different than the 1.5 centimetre seam allowance, there's a couple of patterns, maybe 2 or 3, that have 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Now, for us English people, not a clue what that is, so I had to ask Siri. I said, Siri, what is 3/8 of an inch in centimetres? It is 0.95, which is just shy of a centimetre, so why can't you just do a centimetre? Don't understand that. Anyway, I'm not used to inches, whatever you call that. I'm used to centimetres. Happy days. So all cut out, apart from the seam allowance bit, and ready to cut out into fabric. Slight snag, need to order some interfacing, and it looks like I don't need to line this jacket, which is a bit weird. So, because I would line a jacket, because it would look nicer than so when you open it up. Anywho, that being that, I'm going to keep going with it because that's what this pattern demands. I just need to order, which I didn't really want to do during this lockdown, order some interfacing and get that delivered. So, yeah. Anywho, see you later. Until next time.